ahead on 12 News Weekend, a new practice in the classroom.
I see students being more calm and less behavior referrals.
The daily routine that's helping students focus. Then letters from Jackie, a local man's unlikely friendship with one of baseball's all-time greats. But first, rising rents. How they're putting a squeeze on those looking for an affordable place to live. 12 News Weekend starts right now.
As prices in the housing market rise, the Twin Cities rental market is tightening. Hello, I'm Delane Cleveland.
And I'm Shannon Slatton. The average rent right now in the Twin Cities is nearly $1,000 a month. That's more than an 8% increase since 2010. As Alexandra Renslow reports, it's challenging some to find a place they can afford.
So this is our 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment home.
This Plymouth apartment is one of the few that properties manager Shannon Thompson has available right now.
It's available starting at about the $1,150 range and going up from there.
98% of area apartments renting for under $1,000 are full right now. That's according to a new report from the Minnesota Housing Partnership.
It was tough before for a lower income family to rent an apartment, and it's even getting tougher and certainly more expensive.
As home prices and mortgage rates rise, coupled with tighter credit standards, the door to home ownership is closing for some, and that's driving up demand in the rental market.
The affordable apartments that are out there, it's a contracting inventory. They're just not being built, and the ones that have existed over the past 15, 20, 30 years are going away.
What's available at those lower rates isn't maybe going to meet the expectations that you have.
At her properties manager Shannon Thompson sees more people doubling up or taking on a roommate to compensate for the rising prices.
This is one of our most popular floor plans because with the 2 bedrooms, it's nice for families and also for roommates because the bedrooms are separated from the living space.
At the Minnesota Housing Partnership, Executive Director Chip Halbach says the risk of rising rents is that more Minnesotans will fall behind.
We need either more income, that is an income increase, better jobs, or some way of filling that gap between what people can afford and what it costs to keep a decent apartment on the market.
To afford a monthly rent of $1,000, housing experts say it would take an annual income of about $40,000.
A demand for homes in Plymouth continues. People moving to the city is one reason why there's a push to approve future school construction. This week, the Wayzata School Board approved putting a $109 million bond referendum before voters in 2014. It would fund expansion of Wayzata High School and construction of a new elementary school. The district is currently pushing capacity limits.
We are expecting or anticipating the addition of about 1,600 new homes within the footprint of our school district. That's in the next 4 years, and that's compared to about 1,200 during the past 4 years. So we have the need, we have the student projections that support the direction that we're heading.
There's also demand for classroom space because of the state's decision to fund all-day kindergarten. Wayzata closed its schools to open enrollment 3 years ago because of its space crunch.
In our weekend review, a fiery crash in Golden Valley claimed the life of a truck driver. The crash happened Friday morning on Highway 55 at Boone Avenue in Golden Valley. Authorities say a minivan driver went through a red turn light, crashing into the semi-truck. The truck driver tried to avoid the crash but couldn't. The semi then burst into flames. As we went to air, the truck driver's name had not been released. Family and friends are remembering a Plymouth man killed doing demolition work at the site of the future St. Paul Stadium. John Valek had spent more than 25 years in the construction industry and was preparing for retirement. He told his brother that he was particularly concerned about his latest project when part of a building collapsed on the backhoe Valek was operating. Minnesota OSHA officials are investigating. Funeral services for Valek will be held Monday. And city officials helped celebrate progress over at North Hennepin Community College. Construction at the school's new Bioscience Center continues and is expected to be finished 1 year from now. The new building will train students for health science careers. It's an in-demand field. Between now and 2020, the demand for medical and clinical lab technicians is expected to rise by 20%.
A Maple Grove man is among 25 veterans honored for not only serving his country, but also serving his community. Ryan Erickson received the 25 Veterans Voices Award. It's an honor to recognize veterans for their work after the military. ERICKSON runs a construction company in Rogers. He says part of his company's success comes from hiring veterans.
How much responsibility you have when you're 18, 19, 20 years old compared to a civilian at 18, 19, 20 years old. You have a lot more responsibility and knowing, how to run people and equipment and making sure that's mission ready.
ERICKSON has 10 employees. 3 of those employees are veterans. He says he wants to hire more veterans to help grow the company. Well, one New Hope Elementary School is trying something new this year.
Teachers and students practice a form of yoga as a way to get ready to learn, and we visited a classroom to see what it's like.
So go ahead and start now.
Teachers often want students to focus and concentrate.
Put your hands over your heart and breathe in. Nice job. And then breathe out.
But in this class, Greg Sickinator teaches students how to find that focus.
Yoga Calm is a combination of the breathing we've done and some strength and balance poses.
Sickinator is the school's social worker, and he's been learning and practicing Yoga Calm for the past 4 years.
And Yoga Calm is more than just a yoga. Yoga is a small part of it. It's those other community building and the relaxation and the breathing, which really can help with anxiety. Reach into the sky, and then we're going to do a crescent moon.
This school year, he plans to expand the practice to several classrooms at SHANNON Elementary.
So strong legs, then we'll put our arms out again, strong arms. Anxiety is probably the biggest mental health issue for children. With the breathing, the mindfulness, the yoga poses, and the relaxation have all been shown to help with anxiety. And take 3 long, deep breaths.
So far, teachers and students have been ready to learn.
It calms me down.
So on the 5-point scale where 5 is upset and 1 is not being upset, it brings you down to a 1?
Yeah.
Perfect.
At the end of the school year, Sickinator plans to see if classroom behaviors have changed. But so far,
Say to yourself,
the practice looks promising.
I am calm and relaxed. I see students being more calm and less behavior referrals when I'm doing it with them. I see students being able to get back to work once they're upset, more regulated.
A grant will make it possible to train 2 other teachers at SHANNON Elementary School to practice Yoga Calm in their classrooms. Coming up on 12 News Weekend, how a letter turned into a lasting friendship with one of baseball's all-time greats.
Then later in sports, Breck's boys soccer team is enjoying a run as the state's top-ranked team in Class A.
But first, it's your AccuWeather forecast that shows fall-like temperatures for the next few days. Welcome back, everybody. At 7 years old, Ron Rabinovitz had a larger-than-life hero.
That hero was none other than number 42, Jackie Robinson. Ron established a pen-pal friendship with the Baseball Hall of Famer. Those letters evolved into a heartfelt story, one that's being told across the country. Here's Mike Johnson.
That was in Milwaukee, at Milwaukee County Stadium.
Growing up in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, Ron Rabinovitz had a dream of meeting his boyhood idol.
Jackie stole home 19 times, once in the World Series.
Ron's dad, a big Brooklyn Dodgers fan himself, decided to write Jackie. To his dad's disbelief, Jackie wrote back and arranged to meet Ron's family at his next game in Milwaukee.
That was the first baseball game I was ever at that I couldn't wait for it to end, because I knew what was going to happen afterwards. We were going to go down to the locker room.
Needless to say, that game in 1953 is a game Ron will never forget.
All through my growing up years, he wrote letters to me, and I'd write back to him, taking time to write to a kid in longhand. And I mean, these letters weren't, "Dear Ronnie, best of luck, Jackie." These were long letters. I mean, it was amazing.
It added up to about 20 letters and an unlikely friendship. Jackie had dinners with Ron's family in Milwaukee. He even sang at Ron's 10th birthday party.
It was just amazing to me to have Jackie Robinson singing happy birthday to me.
Ron kept in touch with his hero right up to Jackie's passing at age 53. For Ron, it was especially sad, having become friends with an incredible role model.
He never smoked, he never drank, he never took drugs, and he never refused to sign a kid's autograph. Pretty good thing.
To this day, Ron remains in awe, not only about Jackie the baseball player, but about the man who changed America.
When you think about it, Jackie was alone. Martin Luther King was a teenager. There was no Rosa Parks yet. There was no civil rights movement.
Ron has now made it his mission to make sure kids never forget who Jackie Robinson was. while cherishing the letters from his childhood hero.
I appreciate your friendship and feel as long as you have set a worthwhile goal and head for it, you will do well. Continued good luck. My best regards to your family. Always, Jackie.
Ron lives in the Twin Cities and works in New Hope. Major League Baseball even did a documentary about Jackie and Ron's story. An Oscar-winning playwright is also doing a play about their friendship. It premieres in February at St. Paul's History Theater. Amazing story.
I know, it's a great story to know he's right here in our own backyard.
Yeah, how about that? Well, she's one smooth operator who's found a soulful niche.
We'll meet a Brooklyn Park woman who's heating up jazz lounges across the globe. But first in sports, Maple Grove and Champlin Park battle it out on the volleyball court. That's coming up in sports with Jay Wilcox.
I'm Jay Wilcox with your weekend sports. It's shaping up as a very good season for the Breck boys soccer team. The Mustangs are ranked #1 in the state Class A poll. Breck is 8-0 after a win over Orono Thursday night. The most memorable game so far, the Mustangs beat rival and Highway 100 neighbor Benilde St. Margaret's 4-3 a couple of weeks ago.
It was special, we have a long history with them, and every game it's a real battle.
It was special. We played them last year, section semifinal, beat them 1-0 at their house, and then went back there this year, beat them 4-3. Hopefully we'll see them in the section tournament again and knock them off.
Breck's been pretty dominant so far. 6 of the Mustangs' 8 wins have been shutouts. Though they've had a pretty solid program, Breck hasn't been ranked #1 for about 8 years, so the guys have definitely noticed the rankings.
Oh, it definitely feels good. I mean, that is motivation to keep working hard, but then also it means that we have a target on our back, so just keep working hard throughout the season, hopefully pull off some more wins.
It's great recognition for the guys. They've put in a lot of hard work. I don't think we can overemphasize it. I mean, being #1 is great recognition, but there's a lot of work to be done. We're only partway through the season.
Breck has 2 home games in the week ahead against St. Paul Academy Tuesday and Blake on Friday. Osseo's volleyball team is off to a great start and looking for more this season. The Orioles beat the defending Northwest Suburban Conference champion, Blaine, in 3 straight games earlier in the week. It's the Orioles' first win over the Bengals since 2009 and definitely one they enjoyed.
It was really rewarding because we've been working so hard in practice. And I have actually never beaten Blaine while being on varsity, so it was a really good feeling.
Just the calm on the floor yesterday and a couple tight games, big swings on big points, and just the confidence on the court was fun to see.
As much fun as that win over Blaine was, the Orioles know it won't mean much if they don't follow it up by working hard to get better. The win would seem to make them the team to beat in the Northwest Suburban, and they acknowledge that.
I would say that every year Blaine's the team to beat, so now that we've beaten Blaine, the target's on our back to beat, so everyone wants to beat us. So.
The big thing now is there's going to be a big target on our back. We are the team, the first team this year to take down the defending region champ, and now everyone's going to want to come after us. So they're actually really focused and up for the challenge.
Osseo swept Park Center Thursday night. They host rival Maple Grove this coming Thursday, the 19th, in a match you can see live here on Channel 12. Champlin Park and Maple Grove's volleyball teams are also off to great starts in mostly non-conference matches. 7-0 Maple Grove visited 6-1 Champlin Park earlier in the week. Champlin Park's on the left. Maria Sampson with the dig, and it leads to a cross-court hit for the kill by Sydney Hilly. The Rebels grab a 12-4 lead in Game 1. Maple Grove, though, comes back. Kayla Crane with the back set. Taylor Johnson gets the kill, and they are within 22-20. But Champlin Park regains control. Brenna Walton setting to Caitlin Kearns for the kill, and the Rebels win the opening set 25-23. The Rebels again build an early lead in the second. Walton drops in an ace serve. They lead at 14-5 at this point and go on to a 25-18 win. On to the third set, and Hilly will set up Sampson for the kill as the Rebels roll to a win in 3 straight. Maple Grove and Champlin Park also went head-to-head in girls tennis this week. At #1 singles, Shannon Urick comes to the net and gets an overhead winner here for Champlin Park. But Jillian Clausen is tough for the Crimson. A nice forehand winner on the line, and Clausen wins this match in straight sets for Maple Grove. Number 2 singles, Anna Erzman in the far court for Maple Grove, Liz Lindgren for Champlin Park. Erzman floats a nice lob shot here, and it drops in for the point. Lindgren responds, taking the short ball for a backhand winner here, but Erzman wins the match, and it's a close one overall. The Crimson take the match by a score of 4-3. There's more to come on 12 News Weekend. You'll meet a Brooklyn Park woman who has earned international acclaim in the music industry. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Well, finally, a Brooklyn Park woman who's all about soul.
She's attracting attention in the music business, and she has a loyal British following to thank. Here's Eric Nelson.
Brooklyn Park's Timotha Lanae is a rising star in the music industry. Timotha's smooth voice and catchy songs have garnered her global attention.
Going to Park Center, I always loved to sing. I was always performing. I was in talent shows. I was harmonizing with my friends.
Later this month, Timotha will be performing in London, Manchester, and Paris. She has been nominated for the Best New Soul Artist in the United Kingdom.
The radio community, the DJs, they've just really embraced my music and have just been playing it and supporting me, and the people. So it's just exciting to be honored by being nominated.
This will be Timotha's third trip to London this year.
Passing by the city lights.
Her hybrid sound, which is part jazz, R&B, and hip-hop, is trendy in the UK.
There's a lot of soul there. You know, if you think about the fact that even the Beatles came from there, and just the sound that they had back in the 60s, and people like Amy Winehouse, Adele, soul really is a part of the UK music scene. So I just think that they embrace this American girl, and they like what I'm doing.
Timotha is multi-talented. Besides singing, Timotha appears in theater and films. In her debut album, Red, Timotha wrote 10 of the 12 songs, including People Pleaser,
You gon' lose yourself, people pleaser.
which vaulted to number 6 on the UK soul charts.
I've been inspired by a lot of different musicians, and somebody from London, Sade. I loved her. My dad used to listen to her growing up, and I really love her sound, smooth, laid-back soul with the influence of jazz.
And that was Eric Nelson reporting there. Channel 12 viewers can vote for Timotha in the UK Soul Music Awards later this month. And of course, we'll have a link on our website, 12.tv, to vote. So Delane, she is doing really well.
So we have Prince, Bob Dylan on that list, Soul Asylum. One
there we
of
go.
So Timotha.
There we go.
The next
we'll
big
add her
star.
to our list for sure. We'll root for you. That's all the news we have for today. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you again Monday at 4 o'clock.